So this is going on 3 months of turning my yard into permaculture food forest, and the beans are drying out, and so I'll harvest those pretty quick. This is the lady, my neighbor, who gave this to me, and it was just a stick to start with. This is, she told me it's in the verbena family. I can't remember what it is, but it's for tea. So it's December now, and I think I'll plant some more beans and just lay these down as the pods ripen. Keep building some soil. Remember how I put the tree bags around a bunch of plants when I was gone for a couple of weeks, and the banana, its stem started rotting, but now it's recovered, and so that's really good. And when I'm gone again, I won't do that. I planted a few more beans because the old ones are dying back, so I'll keep planting more beans as I build. This little purple one I grew from a cutting, and it's doing great, and so I'll keep that'll probably keep propagating. It gets to be big with lots, and then it's the one that you can see the purple flower, and there it is. And so they said it's a good pollinator for the winter time. Fire spike is happy, and looks like the squash is blossoming, so that's happy too. Planted new beans here, so I'll keep doing that as the old ones ripen and die back. Looks like the Brazilian cloak is still hanging in there after having that bag around it and kind of dying back. Hopefully it'll get its second gasp of wind. Seems like the animals like it. And here's the yucca. It's really growing, so that's exciting. The yucca is really taking off. This peanut butter bush is not happy at all, and I don't know why. Maybe it has too much shade from the beans. We've got a lot of rain, and maybe it's too wet. Here's my little elderberry cutting. It's hanging in there. I guess maybe because it's winter, nobody's doing much. But at least we have some flowers. If there's any pollinators that are coming, the beans are either dying or flowering, depending on probably like when I planted them, how old they are. Here's my moringa. Last time it had a lot of flowers, but I thought they were gonna turn into pods, but I guess they didn't. So I was gonna leave them so that I could harvest the seeds from the pods and then cut it back. But maybe I'll just cut it back like down to here, maybe. Try to plant the upper part so it can kind of bush out a little bit more. This is the plot that had the cranberry hibiscus in it that had so many mealyworms, and I took it out and I planted this cutting from the either the Brazilian cloak or the fire spike. I think it might be fire spike. I'm not doing very well with the Brazilian cloak. And there's the yucca. It's doing good. So I planted other extra beans here where the hibiscus had been. Trying to get a little better soil. Here's my teeny tiny baby moringa that's still hanging in there, getting covered by this huge bean plant. There's a comparison. I don't know why it's not growing. Everybody says they're the fastest growing plants, and mine's so scrawny. This is my mango that doesn't seem too happy. I don't know why. Maybe it's too cold for it now. I think it got down to 50 last night. I don't know why it looks like that. Here's my custard apple that hated the bag that I put on it. I won't do that again. And I think this little part might persist. Looks like everything's gonna get lost up here. So, not a good experiment. Few weeks ago, I cut back this Mexican sunflower because I didn't want it to get too spindly. And look, all the new leaves coming out. Well, if I can grow one thing, I guess this is it. I can grow Mexican sunflower and beans. There you go. This is my best plot. The fern is doing great. Look at all those new baby ferns that are coming up. It's just, I think it's doing the best of everything. And oh my goodness, the running iris is blossoming. I can't believe it. It's so happy here. Oh, and here's the little banana. We've been having kind of choppy seas, and so there's a lot of seaweed that's on the shore. So I harvested some of it, and I'll put that on the garden today. I washed it out yesterday and try to get some of the salt off. So I hope I did a good enough job so it's not going to kill anything. And it's red. It's like beet juice, the colors that come off of it. Isn't that pretty? So I'll put this on the garden and hope that it helps. So I've lived here almost 2 years, and this little banana tree has not produced anything and has just looked sad the whole time. So I think maybe I should move it. Either, I don't know if it's better to kind of try to tend it where it is, or if there's like too much shade here because there's like a bunch of palms that are kind of like over it. So if anybody has an idea, like if it would be better to just try to tend it here, feed it and water it, or if it would be better to try to move it, I'm open to suggestions. Thanks. So I put the seaweed on, kind of like sprinkled it on like little chunks. I hope that's okay. I know you can like make a slurry out of it. I thought about chopping it up, kind of maybe too lazy. And then I took some dried banana leaves and some compost and put it kind of over the seaweed. So I don't know if that's the right thing to do. But for sure, I don't have any worms. And so I have like 1 inch or 2 of the soil that I'm making, but under that is pure sand. And I know it's supposed to be the worms that mix it up. So maybe I have to buy some worms, because like, how are they gonna get here? Like, I don't know how they would get here. I keep meaning to tell you that this was the bed that had all those aphids like crazy. And I didn't actually do anything with them because I was going to use it as an experiment to see if the aphids would bring in the beneficials. And I don't know what happened. They're all gone. They're all gone. And I don't know if a beneficial came. I haven't seen it, but maybe it's here somewhere.